Cybertopia is back, and it's going punk. And after the Corpos threw them under the bus, our former Amazing Corps agents are trying to make sense of it all and find their place in the world once more.
Last thing I remember, the op was going fine, and then everything exploded.
So, it's time to recover.
I mean, hey, so far I've been hungover, beaten up, stole food, had an hour and a half hike, drugged myself half to death, got zapped half back to life. Everything's fine.
Rebuild.
Well, I could dispense eggs again, but the lemonade dispenser is doing steak sauce.
And reconnect with friends, old and new.
Well, look what the trash brought in.
Fortunately though, not everything has been lost.
The tea dispenser still works.
Search for Cybertopia AP anywhere you find your podcasts.
Something I can see coming out of that black hole, two luminous discs. The eyes, it might be a face, might be almost but heavens, something wriggling out of the shadow like a gray snake. Now it's another one, and another one, and another one. They look like tentacles to me. Oh yeah, I can see the thing's body now. It's large as a bear. It glistens like wet leather, but that face, ladies and gentlemen, it's indescribable. I can hardly force myself to keep looking at it. It's so awful. The eyes are black, and they gleam like a serpent. The mouth is kind of V-shaped with saliva dripping from its rimless lips and seem to quiver and pulsate.
A candle? There was a candle when I showed up, but I blew that out. Alice Creek is quick to dismiss Sane's claim of a supernatural event happening in her home, citing some odd, outdated beliefs that the Creek grandparents might have had. But when the two investigators convince Alice to take them to examine the fifth candle, a phantom shade in the mirror may be enough to convince her that they're not alone. When we last left our investigators, the two of you had located the fourth candle underneath the home of Harvey Johnson in the mobile home park on the other side of Lake Arkansas. You have now driven back to the Creek house in an attempt to share Philip's communication with Harvey, as well as the possible theories you have regarding the five candles with her. She initially met this with skepticism, and in fact, I believe is still skeptically approaching this situation, but the two of you managed to convince her to take you to the second bedroom of the old Creek house, where there is a similar gigantic mirror leaned up against one wall of the room, and a black candle, unlike the others, unlit. I return control of the podcast to you.
Okay. Now I believe we ended last time with seeing something in a mirror, like catching a glimpse, but I don't think we actually saw what it was. Is that correct?
As you were entering the room, there was a figure who seemed to be exiting the room through the same door, through the mirror.
I want to try and light the candle again. I have a lighter on me. You know I always got that thing on me, and by that I mean a gas station lighter.
Saint is armed and dangerous.
Yeah, with a gas station lighter that I've popped the safety trigger out of, like how I do in real life.
Rebel.
It makes it easier to light the lighters.
I don't think you need a roll for that. You successfully light the candle back. It's a gentle, small flame. It's not a very big candle. And it flickers in front of you.
Okay. Remind me, did the other flames look different? Were they like a different color or something?
They did not look different, but I'll remind you that when you attempted to pass your hand through the one that was on the center of Lake Arkansas, you felt a sudden, not even a cold, just like an absence of heat.
That ain't happening here.
Which, if any nerds want to get up in my face about that, I'm aware cold is the absence of heat.
I mean, I would say it's different. I think that there's a... whatever. I'm on your side, Ben.
Yeah, that made perfect sense to me.
It is almost a supernatural nothingness, a void, and not like cold, the sensation. Like when you step into one of those soundproof rooms and you can't hear anything. It's not that it's quiet, it's that it's nothing. No, that is not happening here. You feel the gentle warmth of a single lit candle. Within a couple inches of it, you're able to feel its heat.
Well, balls.
I almost said fear its heat. No need to be afraid. It's a very small candle.
That one's up to our personal judgment on whether we're afraid of it or not.
Yeah, come on, baby. Don't fear the lighter. Okay.
Lighting the candle and you just hear Alistair go, "Ha!"
Okay, I'll... Candle jump scare. I'll blow it out again, I guess, for now, because whatever I did apparently didn't actually impact the ritual, so I might as well not leave a live flame in this woman's home.
It's blown out again.
Well, golly. We'll have to figure out what the ritual was in order to do it again, and I don't know where we would get that, because, we're gonna have to talk to Macy, I think. Because we already dug, she doesn't know this, but we already dug through this man's house, and he didn't have anything.
That is true.
So, I'm putting all my cards down that Macy might actually have something. And if not, I guess we come back here. But I don't think the sister is going to let us keep rummaging. Especially because she thinks that we're doing bullshit.
Yeah, that is probably true. Yeah, I guess Macy probably is the only other person it would be reasonable for us to try to talk to.
Yeah.
Is Alice is still, like, watching us light a candle. Has just watched Saint light a candle, stick his hand in it, go, and then blow it back out. Like he's checking to make sure fire still works.
Yeah, she's standing in the doorway, the door frame, maybe not far from where she initially just opened that door. She probably hasn't moved a ton. You've stepped into the room and done that with the candle, but I think she might seem fixated on the mirror right now. Maybe trying to make sense, logically, of where and what made that shape. Even if she only caught it out of the corner of her eyes as you were stepping in, she definitely saw something. Something not easily explained.
Now she's wondering, who is she going to call?
Possibly, unfortunately for her, we're already here.
Us. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm struggling a little bit because I feel like most of Alistair's default scripts for this kind of situation are talk someone out of believing whatever it is they just saw, as opposed to in this situation, much more helpful, encourage them to think about it really hard.
Yeah, no, unfortunately in this case we need her to believe us so we can come and go as we please. And or potentially get additional information.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll stand up and away from the candle and put my lighter back in my pocket and turn to her. You saw that, right? Not the thing I just did with the candle. That was something you could see at any bar on a Tuesday if you stick around for long enough. I mean, the mirror.
She seems hesitant to say anything, even though her mouth does open. It's one of those moments where you can't quite express the absurdity of what you're about to say. Was somebody in here?
Somebody who wasn't us?
Yeah, are we talking about the same thing? You saw... there was something in the mirror.
Yes.
Right?
Somebody went out the door, or something went out the door in the mirror, but you didn't hear anybody go into the hallway, and nobody went by us, right?
Right.
So
what? Once again, she seems unable to articulate it. So what was that?
Well, there's a couple of options. One, I think, might be... And this pause is an actual sage pause as he tries to figure out how he wants to phrase it. One, it might have been your brother. The other is, something a little more unpleasant. Hopefully it was the first.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble wrapping my head around the idea that my deceased brother appearing in my home is the better of the two options.
Well, I almost just got real sassy, but that's not Saint. That was just me. How would you describe your brother? Just as a general, how he lived his life.
I guess a little reclusive. I still don't really know why he decided that it was worth staying in Lake Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
Set in his ways, I guess. He probably did the same thing every day.
Mm-hmm.
But
was he wasn't... God, I really just want to say he wasn't a shithead, right? But that's so... Once again, we have to be careful here.
Your deceased relative, did they suck shit?
Did they fucking suck? Did they blow chunks?
Can I?
Do you want to cut in?
I was gonna say I can
Please.
cut in.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Was...
Yeah. Please, take over this dance.
Was he a man for whom tradition and continuity were important?
I guess so, in that he still wanted to stay here. And, spend time with our grandparents and all that.
And after they passed away, the community was clearly important to him. It seems hard to imagine he would have stuck around if it wasn't.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense to me. Yeah.
I'm kind of going back and forth with trying to see if Saint, if that has nudged her in the direction that is helpful for Saint or not.
That was not actually what I was going for, but that's not helpful.
Okay.
Because that will lead, I think, down a different path that we will want to go down eventually. So I do like that, and that was helpful. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Based on what we've seen and heard from people here, people loved Phil, He was really a part of this town, and everyone cared about him. I would say that's a good thing. If he is, was sticking around trying to help out, right? As opposed to something that maybe wasn't. That's why I said he was the better of the two options.
She nods, but again, there's kind of a silence clouding her thoughts.
Look, I know this is a lot to take in. We showed up about 10 minutes ago and started saying a lot of stuff that you see in fucking movies. I'm sorry, I have to be candid. This is nuts, right?
You're suggesting that there's a ghost in this house.
Well, I mean,
right? I mean that's what you're saying to me. That
yes, you saw something go out that door through through mirror, but there was nobody else here, and no one passed you, right? You didn't see anybody, you didn't hear anybody, and there's no one else that's been in the house outside of us, right?
Right. No, yeah, it's just been me for the last week.
So, and let's be honest, if I was trying to trick you, I would be asking for money right now, and I'm most decidedly not. I'm not a charlatan, ma'am. I'm trying to help. Both of us are.
She steps further into the room for the first time, perhaps symbolic of her willingness to believe you.
Yes. Come towards the light.
We're winning.
She puts her hand up to the glass of the mirror and kind of stares into the depths of her own reflection and into the depths of that mirror. And lets out a single sigh, and it's not meant for you, but you can still hear it.
No.
It's a very small room. But you can hear her whisper, "Oh, Phillip, what did you get into?"
I'm also wondering that. I'll let her have her moment, though. Also, man, it would be so helpful if you showed up right now, Phil. It'd be really great if you could just show up and help us out here. I assume he specifically ducked out so he wouldn't have to face his sister, but whatever. I'm gonna let her have her moment. I figured I'm like glancing at Alistair, like maybe we should let her commune with the mirror, I guess.
I'm often knowing when to shut the fuck up and let people convince themselves of things is a valuable skill set in my line of work. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do not say this out loud.
No, but I know.
Yeah.
I know you know we know. Cool. We'll let her commune with her dead brother for a sec. If she's gonna just keep doing that, then, like, I don't know, maybe we should give her some space. I don't want to, like, interrupt her biz unless you have something you want to ask her.
You're also, by the way, both welcome to move to the other rooms in the house at any point.
Oh, sweet.
I mean, yeah, I think Alistair kind of gives her a second and gives Saint a second, and will just scooch a little bit over so that he's not standing behind her and talking to her back, kind of maybe trying to catch just like the very corner of her eye, and does just cut in with, as far as we can tell, it's not so much what he got himself into as what he may have agreed to carry on with. Some kind of metaphysical extension of his responsibility to keep the town going.
What? Sorry, you don't mean like the economy.
Yeah, he's here to keep.
I mean,
sorry, I am not laughing at her in character.
No, me neither. That just really got me. Sorry.
I mean, he does run one of the two businesses in town.
He does run one of the two businesses in town. Wow, fuck. How do I respond to that in a way that does not... No goofs. The hardest thing about ParaScience is that
patronizing.
The goofs
just
have to happen
response.
Out of character. While his dedication to the bar certainly does say something about keeping the town's economy going, I mean something more esoteric. It seems like he wanted this to be a good place to live. And there was perhaps something threatening that beyond just industrial decline.
Oh, right. Like, unfinished business, I guess, is the phrase people use.
The issue is that in this case, the business is a little bit more impactful than just, I forgot to tell my girlfriend I love her or something. That sounds rude. I help a lot of ghosts with stuff like that, and it is very heartbreaking sometimes. It's just in this case, I think it involves something that impacts the town as a whole, and perhaps is quite dangerous.
You two, I don't know either of you. I have a feeling that we maybe met under, I don't want to say false circumstances, but I think you two know more than you're letting on. You're in my home and you're telling me things about my brother that I don't. Can you be upfront with me about what you think is happening?
Oh, yes, I would love to be upfront with you, finally! Yes. I can tell you to it plain and simple, I've been dancing around it because it seemed like you...
I'm not saying you lied to me, I just, no. I want to know.
Sometimes these things take a moment to acclimate to the idea.
We believe that your family and other families around this town set up a ritual involving these candles, gesture to candle here, over 100 years ago. in order to protect the town from a entity that I have not particularly pinpointed what it is yet, but seems rather dangerous. I think it tried to drown me in the lake earlier, which was not very pleasant. And I think his death may or may not be related. It may have, unfortunately, just been a tragic accident. Or maybe not. I'm not sure. But the thing is that it set off a series of events, which now leads to this. To us being here in your house, and you seeing your brother duck out the door. We talked to him in a mirror earlier, actually, and by talk, I mean mostly he was writing on the mirror after I blew on it so that he could write letters.
And by earlier, you mean after he died?
Yes. Like today. Earlier today.
Oh.
Right? That was today. I
A
think
little
it was
alarmed.
at Macy's.
Yes, it was. It was.
Yeah.
It was mere hours ago.
Yeah.
She's more than a little alarmed by that. And by entity, you mean something she gestures toward the candle for some reason. Maybe not even clear to her.
Sure.
Something supernatural.
Yes. I would hesitate to put a pin on exactly what type of supernatural. There's a few things it could be, but something not normally run into in your day-to-day life.
She laughs a little bit. I've never run into any of this in my day-to-day life.
Yep.
But I guess if I'm to believe you, I guess it sounds like Phillip did.
Yeah. I think this is something that he learned about from your grandparents, and they passed it down to him. Kind of the family legacy, as it were. That was related to the note I showed you earlier that he gave his buddy. I think that there's one other family that I'm fairly certain is involved. The others, I'm not sure. There had to have been multiple, but I don't know. Maybe people had moved away. Who knows? In any case, Phil was the one who had kind of taken on the burden.
Well, that's very noble of him. Well, thank you for telling me. If my brother thought it was that important to him, I haven't been here in a long time, but I guess it's that important to me too. So let me know what you need.
Yeah! NPC, 1 over. Cool. Is there... I can't tell her I went upstairs and went through his books already.
I mean, you could. I don't think we should.
I don't think we should.
You know.
Is there a place where he would have a lot of books? I don't think like a library, but like, you know, did he keep them all like in his room? Was there like a different place where he would have kept a lot of that stuff? I'm wondering if maybe there was something your grandparents literally passed down that would tell us more about whatever this ritual was.
Oh, sure. There's the bookshelves in his bedroom. There's some downstairs
Yes.
by the TV. But that's mostly memorabilia and picture frames and stuff. I think it's mostly whatever's in I guess the master bedroom.
Okay.
Our grandparents' room, but I guess also his room.
Okay. Well, if you don't mind, I'd like if we could peruse through there and just see what we see. If after that, I think we'll need to, there's someone else we have in mind that we could talk to. I don't know why I'm dancing around this. It's Macy. The bar owner.
Right. No, we know. I know her.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't need to be vague. I figure you know her. It seems like, to clarify, did she inherit the bar from a family member?
Oh, yeah. from her aunt.
Okay, and do you know if the aunt started it or if it had like been in the family for a minute or something?
Oh, I think it's one of those things that's always been here. I think it's no, her aunt didn't like build it. It's been around for a while.
All right. Yeah, I think maybe her family has a finger in this pie too, so we'll need to talk to her, but if we could poke around just his bookshelves, we won't invade too much, just to see what he's got.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I mean, it doesn't hurt to look again, you know? Maybe there'll be something new.
Now we don't have to be squirrely about it.
Now I don't have to worry about her coming upstairs in any minute.
Yeah.
Plus, you're with me, so 4 eyes are better than 2.
You've been in this bedroom before. The room is predominantly taken up by this large 4-poster bed, as well as these rustic dressers. There is a large rug that is partially sticking out from underneath the bed, 1 or 2 bookshelves toward the side of the room that the door opens up onto. There's this antique brass telescope pointing out the window. And of course, there's the bedside table in which you found the crumpled up contract that Phillip hid there earlier before his demise.
I do feel like we're going to have to fucking talk to somebody about that contract at some point before this is all over.
Agreed. I think I have his... Did I?
I believe you have it on hand.
Yeah. I took his copy, I think, which I think I will need to shove in Macy's face at some point and be like, what's all this then?
Oi, oi, oi.
I'm wondering maybe if she, like, got him killed, which would be crazy, if true. Like, if he died because she was like, I want to sell the bar, and he was like, you can't.
Oh, I was absolutely envisioning one of the answers to what the fuck happened to Phillip Creek being he was preventing her from selling the bar, so she knocked him off. Killed him.
Yeah.
That was like my first thought.
I
was like, oh, he wanted to sell the bar, and I was like, she killed him.
But she seemed genuinely bummed. So I was like, and like, that's not, but maybe she was just like, oh, I have so many regrets about killing my friend. And also she was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on with this magic stuff. And I'm like, did her aunt not tell her? Or is she just a really good liar?
I don't know.
Maybe she's a really good liar. Anyway. Cool. Let's dig through these books again.
Yeah.
And just see if there's, because I just did like a quick skim. And maybe if we look together, we'll find something new and exciting. Z, do you wanna roll with me, or do you want to search separately? Last time it was just me, so we could do separate searches.
Do we both have a +2 to investigate?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll say I'm helping you because I think that Alistair's like. I'm envisioning it a little bit as a, like, you know, I'm flipping through and going, hey, is this, like, what we're looking for?
Yeah, is this anything?
Yeah.
Okay. So that puts me at a +3 in total. I rolled a negative, 2 positives, and a neutral, so that checks out. So it's a 3 in total to investigate these bookshelves and see if we got anything helpful here.
Last time we dug into this room, you saw a number of occult and arcane books kind of crammed together in the center of the bookshelf. That's where you were able to locate one of those keys as well. A couple of kind of Lesser Key of Solomon's, Dreams and Their Meanings, the Vampire Lestat sort of books, as well as some more minor texts about witchcraft and whatnot. Whether or not that had any... Perhaps the scariest thing you could find on that on a bookshelf. That's also where you found the almanac, the kind of town survey of the various like information relating to the creation of this town, the families, the average rainfall per year, the rough, geological whatevers, surveys and almanac material as well. Mm-hmm. You rolled a +3, you said?
Yes.
Sure. One thing you will notice that you did not notice before is a very, very dusty, kind of brown tanned leather notebook.
Yippee!
A very old style. Certainly not professionally printed and bound like something you could buy at a bookstore now, but something from yieldy pioneer times.
Hell yeah! Let's crack this open.
In a sort of scratchy penmanship, but with a level of kind of florid cursive that you simply don't see these days, you see the signed name Theodore Crick on the first page.
Okay.
I believe I indicated earlier, perhaps when you were walking through the graveyard before entering the church, that before there was a Creek family in this area, there was a Crick family in this area.
Yeah.
And this appears to belong to one of the oldest members of the family line, as they have settled in Lake Arkansas.
Yeah.
The pages are incredibly fragile, and the kind of substance of this book has worn down over time just due to rot. Its pages feel very flimsy, and that cover feels like it could just like fall off from even the gentlest of rubbings with your hands.
I feel like I should be wearing gloves for this.
Common misconception, actually.
To not wear like leather, or like not leather.
They can tear the pages, apparently.
Oh.
The oils on your skin are much better for that than gloves.
Well,
because they can cause like static cling and rips and stuff.
The more you know. Cool. Well, never mind then. My hands are fine. I just hope they're not covered in dirt from all the crazy shit we've done today.
I was gonna say, anybody got like a wet wipe hanging around?
Yeah, seriously. As we carefully flip through the pages, does it seem like this is more of a diary situation? Is it more of a like, here's how to do the thing? Like, what's the...
It certainly does look like a diary situation. The diary entries, start at some city in the northeast as they kind of slowly wind their way down to this particular part of Texas. And you can tell that Theodore Creek is very impressed with the large bounty of the lake. It's an impressive landscape to stumble across, nestled in between these small hills and the range of forests that surround Lake Arkansas. And does note also in his diary the plentitude of fish available for them to fish.
Nice.
Some time passes and you find that the entries kind of thin out. After marriage and bringing children into the world, Theodore perhaps has less time with his diary, although you do notice 3 single-page entries toward the very end.
Okay.
And Saint, since you're the one reading it,
mm-hmm.
I'm going to send these to you.
Oh, I get to do voice work.
My dearest Martha, the Civil War sucks shit.
I spoke with Father Van Wilder about the stranger's offer. This town, small as it is, has endured too much. We cannot afford another sacrifice. The priest, capital P, which is always a good sign, has indicated to me that there are ways to ward against his influence. I fear we will anger him by denying what he wants. God have mercy on us if we do. God have mercy on us for what we did. We cannot do it again.
And then, from some time later...
5 candles, at different points across the land, create a fence in which we can trap this beastly stranger. Each candle must be continually guarded, though the Father assures me that natural elements will not extinguish them. I trust them in these matters.
And then some time later...
I see him sometimes, the stranger. His face shifts under the water of the lake, warping with the ripples across his surface. He will not stop staring back at me. He bows foul words at me, but I cannot hear what he's saying. I hesitate to glimpse him again. I pray that someday we will find a way to rid ourselves of him forever. For now, he is trapped down there, until the end of days and the final trumpet. As long as those candles remain lit. The fish never came back.
That is the final entry in Theodore Crick's journal.
Okay. Close it. look at Alistair. What is our third party member's reaction to this? The sister.
That has to be over 120 years old then.
Yeah, well, that adds up based on what we already knew. Book is pretty delicate. I show it to her.
Do you know what he means by the stranger? Is this the entity you're talking about?
Yeah, so it was a book that was originally in French. I'm sorry.
God damn
I'm
it.
sorry.
We're not doing Camus chat.
Hashtag Camus chat. Raise up. Yeah, that was the name we were given for this entity that the candles were for. They, as he said in the journal, they set up these 5 candles, including the one in your home. And these candles were meant to keep it in. And one got blown out, and ergo, things started getting a little sideways in town. That's why your brother has been causing trouble down at the bar, which is why we originally got called in. He was just trying to get someone to listen, I think, because he knew that if we didn't fix this, it was only going to get worse.
She kind of covers her mouth when you say that one of them got blown out, realizing that she is directly responsible for that.
Yeah, I didn't want to make her feel bad, but, I didn't want to place blame upon her, but there's no way of getting around it. This is her fault.
Yeah.
Well, who knows? There may be more people to blame. I'm not gonna, push it on her, though. I think that is, and now, look at Alistair, that must have been what grabbed me in the lake. Or we grabbed each other. That must have been what tried to kill us. I think we kind of knew that already, but, confirmation. Maybe it killed Phil, too. I don't know how it would have, but, if he'd spent all that time going across the lake, why did it act now? Helpful context, but doesn't actually tell us anything about the ritual, though I guess it sounds like maybe that's something the father was up to. The preacher.
Father Van Wilder, there's... his grave, I think, is also outside the church. I remember we weren't supposed to, but we played around there as kids.
Yeah, of course. Was the church still up and running when you were visiting?
Yeah, it was. It was. I don't know if they did weekly services, but it was. You could go in there. It was the town could meet there sometimes, but it wasn't really a church so much as just a common space, I guess.
Okay. It wasn't like it is now.
No. That building's fallen apart a lot in the last 30 years.
Do you remember why? Was there a reason people stopped meeting, or just kind of, fell
People
apart?
stopped living here.
Okay.
What's the point in maintaining the church if there's no one's maintaining the town?
Yeah. Just like Stardew Valley.
Just like Stardew Valley.
Just like Stardew Valley.
Just like Stardew Valley.
That's when the JoJo Mart comes into town.
Sometimes things just fall apart.
Yeah. Nope. Very true. Well,
Alistair's kind of I'm just gonna say maybe we have the book open on the desk or something.
Mm-hmm.
And this could be an Ezra misunderstanding something. The text of that first entry makes it sound like Father Van Wilder and the priest are 2 different people.
No, they're the same person.
Never mind.
The father is a priest.
Okay, I retract what I was about to say.
I'm also a little concerned about the phrase "we can't afford another sacrifice." But either way, it sounds like the father's the one who maybe set all this up.
That is my reading as well.
Ben, in-universe time check.
A good chain of events. I'm just thinking about.
Yeah.
I think I think Alistair's also kind of just staring really intently, kind of trying to think through the implications of that. That it's certainly sounds as if it sounds a little bit like maybe they midsummered a person. I've never actually seen that movie. I don't know what happens in Midsummer or not.
I don't either.
Wicker
but it
Man.
certainly sounds like, there was some kind of presence that was making the town work, and they were making, and this is all just fucking get based on whatever, afford another sacrifice, either literal or figurative, and this figure made a offer, presumably to, like, keep the town going, and they said no, and, like, warded it off. And that's why there's no more fish, and presumably it's only gotten worse since then. And I wonder if maybe that's part of that. I mean, someone offering to buy a bar in the middle of fuck-ass nowhere. I wonder if that's part of the deal, too. If maybe Macy was planning on... I don't know. What are the names on the bar selling contract? Like, who was offering to buy it?
Lafayette Oil and Drilling.
That's the oil company in town, right? That, like, everyone works at?
Yes.
Well, a deal with the metaphorical devil, in that case. Weird that they want a bar, though. It doesn't matter. Okay. Alright, well, either way, I think we have at least a closer indication of what exactly happened back then, but no better ideas about how to fix it now.
Are you leaving the bedroom then?
Yeah, I'm gonna, like, write this down in my phone or something.
I'll probably take
this
pictures.
Relevant text. Yeah, so we can
I'll probably
have
take
this,
pictures.
but not. Agreed. That way we don't have to, like, take this very delicate journal, especially because it doesn't belong to us. But we have it for reference.
Deal.
Cool.
Sounds good to me.
We put it back.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that looks journal-y? Or anything for around the same, like, age? Just as a double check?
No.
Okay.
Nothing of approximately the same time.
Okay, well, we'll put it back and turn to our new Jules. Thanks for the help. We'll keep you posted. I'd really like to figure this out, like, tonight, because it sounds like the longer we let this sit, the worse it's gonna get. But, I don't know.
Sounds like that to me, too. Should I be... He mentioned, Theodore, in that diary, reflections, right? Looking into the lake.
Mm-hmm.
Should I do something about that mirror? Or the candle, or anything?
It's probably not a bad idea to cover it with a sheet, just in case. That's how Phil was talking to us, but I don't know. I'm also worried about maybe Mr. Man coming around, so yeah, maybe just cover it up for now.
Okay, I can do that. I can find like a bed sheet or something. If there's something on the other side that's looking in on our world, I don't want it to see me.
Yeah, I think that's very reasonable.
Okay. She goes running into another room, probably looking for a linen closet or something.
I'm just gonna kind of lean into Saint, and hopefully,
You're gonna
just
lean
real
into
quick.
Saint? Oh my god.
Yeah. I think, Alistair kind of just very quietly says, is there any chance that if this was a family responsibility, Alice's involvement might be required specifically?
Maybe. I don't know. It sounds like no one else is keeping track of the candles And based on that original text, it sounds like the father set it up and didn't necessarily tell anybody how it happened. And it could be that he like tied it to the blood of the family or whatever. But it sounds more like he just set up the 5 candles, and each candle must be continuously guarded. So that sounds like maybe it was more of a tradition of, we're just gonna have people keep an eye on each candle. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, she's gonna be here either way, so if we have to set up the new candle, she'll be here.
Just like nodding. Just checking in,
Yeah, I don't know. This is a little new to me, personally. So I don't have the exact rule. Has Saint ever dealt with a cult? I'll consider.
Last chapter.
Yeah, well, before then. And ones that actually had, like, demons.
Prior to last week, my bad.
Yeah, I'm talking about, like, demon cults. Cults of the Lamb shit, not alien cults.
You see Alice run back from the other room with a big, like, thick bed sheet. Or, like, a comforter or something. Oh, a ghost. With, like, a big comforter or something. And run into that side room.
Guess we'll go. I'll duck in. Are you gonna be okay here? Do you feel like you're gonna be good? I mean, I don't think anything's gonna like come through the mirror or anything, but also I know it's been a very tumultuous hour or whatever. Who cares? I don't know.
I think I'll be okay here.
Okay.
Are you going to be at the bar later?
That's the plan, I think. Oh, I'm gonna like dig through my pockets and find, because we've established I have business cards. I'm sure I have a couple like in my wallet that are probably kind of destroyed because they've been in my wallet, but whatever. I'll hand her that. This has my number on it if you need to get in touch with me for any reason. I do think we're gonna be at the bar later because we're trying to track down Macy to talk to her. And also, Lefty is the one who, like, called me here. So we want to check in with him.
Right. Okay. You're an exorcist, huh?
Yeah, what does it say? It's exorcist? It's something really stupid. But that is the main thing. Saint, having forgot that it fucking says that on the business card. Yeah. It's the primary thing I do.
She looks down, looks back up, and then just flatly says, okay. I'll see you at the bar tonight then.
Sounds good.
I think it's time I said hello to some old friends.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right.
She walks you maybe down and out of the house then.
Cool. Yippee skidoo.
All right.
Okay, that's a new one.
Shall we wrap there then?
Sure.
Works for me.
What you've been listening to was ParaScience, a glimpse into a world unknown. It is an actual play horror adventure told to you through the Fate system. Our players are Ezra Kaye as Man in Black Alister McAndrews, and Matty Trumbo-Gomes as capable young man St. Garcia Flores. As for myself, I was your game master and disembodied voice, Ben Hamlin. I also produced this show, with editing assistance by Matty Trumbo-Gomes. Our theme song was by the incorporeal Johnny Rinaldo, and our logo was created by the haunted visage of Terra Bosart. This show is brought to you by Infinity Break, where we're telling stories our own way. You can check out our website and all of our other shows at infinitybreak.net, and I would encourage you to join the haunted chorus of voices at the Infinity Break fan Discord, bit.ly/Infinity Talk. That's capital I Infinity, capital T Talk. We have a Patreon at patreon.com/Infinity Break, where you can start donating to Infinity Break for as little as $1 a month. Finally, if you listen through Apple Podcasts, don't forget to leave a review. Reviews help us rise in the podcasting charts and help more people stumble across our show like a body in the woods. That's all for now. Let ParaScience gaze back at you like a face in the mirror that isn't yours.